talking to him about it, the lead singer of Rise Against, he was like, yeah, we get people that come up to us and go, we don't necessarily agree with what you stand for, but we like that you stand for something. And it's just that sense of purpose they have, the sense that they're standing up for something, which means they won't fall for things. That I think people love about Rise Against so much. True band of principle. You know what else is interesting about Rise Against? Tim, their lead singer, who is, the mouthpiece of the band and the most uber-principled out of all the dudes in the band. And, very punk rock and very straight edge and very political and very outspoken. He has embraced capitalism like you wouldn't believe in his hometown of Chicago, where he now owns, several apartment buildings and rents them out. He's on his way to becoming a real estate mogul. He's smart, probably because he's not drinking. He realizes that being a rock star is a finite thing. He was like, look, our career is a marathon. It's not a sprint. We want to be around for the long haul. But he's also recognized that you can't be a politically correct punk rock straight edge vegan past the age of 50 and expect the same numbers of people to show up that were showing up when you were 30. So he's got some investments going on, and he's rapidly becoming a guy that owns a good chunk of Chicago and rents it out. It's impressive stuff. But that's cool. The pictures that you got sent of the set list, that had handwriting on them and duct tape and chicken scratch, do you think that was actually members of the band that had been like, no, we're going to play Fuel here as opposed to Unforgiven?
Yeah, I think so, because the band Small Pools, you know that band Small Pools?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They opened the show and they just wrote on their set list cover in caps, right. Cover. And then later it was crossed out and it said New Rad. And they did a New Radicals cover.
New Radicals song. Oh.
Really good. So those little things were a little fun to see because, select amount of people can see those things. And I'm sitting here in a studio all by myself and there's thousands of people rocking out to this band. And I know the song is coming up next.
You know it's coming next. Gives you a small sense of power. Alrighty then. Today in the show, speaking of small senses of power, you would like to think that if you were a small business owner, if you were someone trying to build something off of the back of your own blood, sweat, and tears, you'd be able to do that without government intervention, putting you in an unworkable situation. That was not the case for one comic book store, I believe, in San Francisco, who has now fallen victim to big government policies. And we'll discuss exactly why and how the minimum wage, although in some ways might be well-intentioned, wound up screwing this mom-and-pop business, which is not an isolated story. A little later on in the show. Right now, though, let's get into the events of today in our segment of My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, we've already covered how you are.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything to add to that.
Nope.
All right, what's going on in the world?
Well, Miley Cyrus, My Cy, is launching a nonprofit organization to help homeless and LGBT youth.
Yeah. I believe Miley's passion for helping the homeless started 5 to 10 years ago when she took in her dad. She was like, okay, Billy Ray, you can live in the garage. Go on. Natalie
Portman will play Ruth Bader Ginsburg in a new movie.
Yeah, the notorious RBG. It'll cover a time in Ginsburg's life when she looked nothing like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, apparently. Go on.
Khloe Kardashian and Kendall Jenner were booed at an LA Clippers game.
Yeah. And just like that, I started developing a soft spot for the Clippers.
Go Clips.
I wouldn't let it. Yeah, the Clips. I wouldn't let it get you down, ladies. I'm sure you only got booed because, you are the worst people on earth. The Clippers.
Now that they don't have that owner.
Right?
Now they are the worst people in the world.
Now, you're a Los Angeles native, Funkhauser. Do people in Los Angeles stake a claim to the Clippers? Is it kind of like a New York Mets versus New York Yankees thing where they're both clearly, ensconced and defined by the city?
Yeah, I am not programmed to know about sports. I guess sort of. Like the Clippers were like the underdog. Like, you can get a pair of seats to Clippers game for $5 when the Lakers were like on. And it's like, wow, look at this seat. It's really good. $5, huh? Wow. But nowadays it looks like they're coming back. Like they've got a lot of energy behind them. And there's a new really cool owner. I forget his name. But
he's crazy. Isn't he the guy? He used to run Microsoft
right? Yeah,
or something
Steve
like that?
Ballmer's my favorite CEO on the planet.
He's like kind of insane.
Yeah. Don't you have to be, though?
Maybe.
I don't know anything about his business politics. I just like how he freaks out.
Yeah, he does freak out on the regular. But anyways, good going, Clippers. You're doing your thing, and we're all proud of you. I just always got because Clippers were in San Diego for a while, and I think in like the mid-'70s or the '80s, they got moved to Los Angeles. And so I think there's no NBA team in San Diego. So I think a lot of San Diegans still sort of like stake a claim to the Clippers. They're like, they moved, but we got nothing. So we're still. So I wonder about how much pride of ownership LA has in the Clippers.
Yeah, I don't know if they're in an OC situation. We'll see. I don't know. I am not programmed to know about sports.
Go on.
Monica Lewinsky has been offered $1 million from a Las Vegas sex museum for the blue dress from the Clinton sex scandal.
Yeah, the one with Big Bubba's DNA all over it. Yeah, $1 million for a dress. She could do a lot with that money. Although, knowing her, she'd probably just blow it.
Hold on. This takes a lot of
things
here at some point. And my computer's running slow. God!
Yeah. Well, want to hear my other Monica Lewinsky observation?
Yes, please.
Well, she does, I think, identify as a Democrat. And she is all about the empowerment of females and feels like it's time for a woman president. That said, I don't believe Monica Lewinsky is going to be voting for Hillary Clinton in the upcoming election, only because last time a Clinton was in the White House, it left a bad taste in her mouth. In related news, Jay Leno is taking back the Tonight Show, coming out of retirement, just so he can do a monologue based on Lewinsky. Go on, what else?
A high school kid in Idaho spray painted his prom proposal on a cliff that's sacred to Native Americans.
Yeah. Adam Sandler reached out to the kid, thanked him for taking off the heat. And I believe Native leaders wanted to know how he could think this was a good idea. How? Really? No Karate Kid?
Nope. Not for that one.
It's really kind of like not... my favorite... Well, no, I've got many favorite episodes of The Simpsons, but one of my favorite Simpsons moments is when...
You're going
Homer
to have to
goes
apologize for that last comment now.
Homer goes to an Indian casino, Native American casino, and he's like, we have to blend in. Hi, how are ya? Hi, how are ya? Hi, how are ya? I was like, I wonder if that's something that... Because I saw it on TV the other day. I was like, I guess they didn't deem it insensitive enough to censor it, and it's still in existence going around. What do you think of this? There's this idea among, especially the Lakota community.
What's Lakota?
Lakota, it's a tribe of Native Americans. That they are being wiped out because 1 out of 4 Lakota kids is adopted out to a non-Lakota family. Or maybe it's higher than that, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4. Their population and their ways and their tradition are kind of being decimated. And they have a problem with that. Now, as much as, well, you think about it for a second. Think about how you feel about the particular predicament, and we'll discuss it when we get back.
Yo, I always hit the track with undeniable style. While digging ditches for bitches, I'm causing miles of smiles. Building bridges to riches while spitting venom and bile. Not stacking piles of papers, but yo, I think I will in a while. The world will wake up to this modern kind of style. I bring a portion of proper accolades and fortune will be smiling upon what I do and the things that I say. A renaissance of thought leading us all to brighter days. So I don't believe that you're as stupid as what they tell me. And I do believe that we're beyond the mediocrity, monopoly of our conformity of the way we're taught. The despondency, dishonesty, the cacophonous bureaucracy. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. So when my time is done, I can say I had some fun. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. So when my time is done, I can say I had some fun. Man, sometimes it's just so hard to be a good person, to lift yourself up and try and be that better version of all the potential people you got living in your mind. It takes more than happy chance and circumstance. You gotta decide that you're gonna keep your head up. Treat people how you wanna be treated. Hold doors and be polite. Try not to be conceited. But sometimes, kinda sorta all the times, it seems it's true. It's harder than anything else to observe that golden rule. Especially when everybody you meet seems like a freaking tool. And it seems like everyone's got a whole lot of chlorine in their gene pool. Sometimes I get angry. I tell everyone to bite me. Especially on days when the universe is trying to spite me. I think to myself, I'm better than that. Think to myself, I'm better than that. Think to myself, I'm better than that. Better than that, better than that. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. So when my time is done, I can say I had some fun. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. So when my time is done, I can say I had some fun. Think for yourself, you're better than that. Think for yourself, you're better than that. Think for yourself, you're better than that. Better than that, better than that. But then I think to myself, I'm better than that. Think to myself, I'm better than that. Think to myself, I'm better than that. Better than that, better than that. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. So when my time is done, I can say I had some fun. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. So when my time is done, I can say I had some fun.
Home run of the year. I'm Eddie Garcia.
We are Fox Sports. iHeartRadio shines the spotlight on Queen.
By the early 1980s, Queen were one of the biggest stadium rock bands in the world, and their performance at 1985's Live Aid is regarded as one of the greatest in rock history. In November 1991, Mercury died of bronchopneumonia. Deacon retired in 1997. Since then, May and Taylor have infrequently performed together, including a collaboration with Paul Rodgers, which ended in May 2009. Queen released a total of 18 number one albums, 18 number one singles. Estimates of their album sales generally range from 200 to 300 million albums, making them one of the world's best-selling music artists. They received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the British phonographic industry in 1990 and were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Queen coming up.
Ferry residents, Tooth speaking. Sorry, there's no credit fairy here. What's that? He magically raises your credit score? Yeah, there's no credit fairy. But you can improve your credit by paying bills on time and keeping your credit card balances low. Money under your pillow? Sorry, kids only.
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there is help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org. Brought to you by the Consumer Bankers Foundation, the Leadership Conference on Civil Rights Education Fund, and the Ad Council.
Go ahead, favorite the show, and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
So, this minimum wage thing is a bit of a minefield, isn't it? I mean, because, like, on the one hand, people deserve to be paid enough money to live on. Walmart has employees that are full-time, that make little enough money to where they can go get government subsidies, where they can go get food stamps, where they can go get EBT cards. And they have full-time employment at Walmart. What does that mean? That means folks like Walmart are picking the pockets of American taxpayers. They have a business plan that factors in the fact that, well, we don't have to pay our employees enough to get by on because tax dollars will provide for the food that they don't have. Tax dollars will provide for the housing that they can't afford because they've committed their lives to working for us for nothing.